Welcome to Calihan Hall and the Preps coverage of the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. Welcome inside Calihan Hall. My name is Chad Bush, alongside Scott Bernstein to bring you color commentary of this afternoon's game. 4 of the games, the 4th game about to get underway. This is UD Jesuit against Macomb Dakota. UD are number 4 team in the top 11. This is a Cubs team that's used to winning, Scott Bernstein. They've won their league 7 of the last 8 years in the tournament. They return all 5 starters, and they return your top player in Metro Detroit, Mr. Sonny Wilson.
Mr. Electricity. This guy is electric. Everything he does. But, you know, I expect this to be the most competitive game of the night, of this slate, rather. I think that Dakota matches up well against UDJ right now. You know, I'm interested to see from the Macomb Dakota standpoint, kind of like what I was looking for with St. Clair Shores Lakeshore, is how they're going to replace their big gun. And last year for Dakota, it was Josh Hines, who was, you know, you could have made an argument he was the best player in Macomb County. And you could win that argument pretty easily. Was putting up 25 a night. He's at University of Indianapolis right now playing Division II basketball. So, you know, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. But I think they have the depth, they have the length, and they have the shooting ability to overcome that loss. And then, you know, the question becomes, can you contain Sonny Wilson?
Right.
And then can you limit guys like Mutebi and Turner and Banks and Reagan? They got a really solid, balanced starting 5. I question some of their, you know, what I'm going to see from their depth. Right. I'm not sure about the guys that are coming off the bench. I think Dakota might win in the tail of the tape when you're talking about the depth factor. But UDJ, you know, they're still going to be the team to beat in the Catholic League. They're the defending champion. Like you said, they won 7 out of 8. They won 6 straight, I think. 6 or 7 straight. And then Orchard Lake won 2 years ago. And then last year, Sonny Wilson at the buzzer. And then he did it again in the first week of districts, where had a 4-point play to win a game, and just, you know, big play after big play after big play.
Yep, no doubt. UD won the Bishop or AB Division Tournament Championship 8 of the last 9 years. They opened the season with a win over Detroit King. The season opener 51-42.
Chancey Willis.
Back on Wednesday night, Chancey Willis and company. UD Jesuit comes in under Pat Donnelly. And Pat Donnelly in his 14th season, and a guy that really has led this program to its glory years in basketball. UD Jesuit grateful to have a guy like Pat Donnelly at their helm.
They really hadn't been a contender since the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I remember those teams. Julian Bonner, who went on to play at point guard in the Big Ten at Northwestern. But there was a good 15 years of not much excitement or much productivity from the Cubbies, and Pat Donnelly changed all that in a quick second.
Yes, sir. Let's meet the starting lineup. We'll start first with the road team, the Macomb Dakota Cougars, who've won the MAC Red 6 of the last 7 years. Justin James is, this is not the start. Tamias Williams will start at one of the forward spots. Isaiah Hines will start at a guard spot. He's a freshman. It's his first start. Owen Colpart.
Filling his big brother's shoes.
That's
Who's
right.
out in the Hoosier State right now playing basketball at Indianapolis.
Josh Hines. Owen Colpart, a forward. Played on varsity as a sophomore. Levert Lyons is a small forward. And DeAndre Scott rounds out the point guard in the starting lineup. For Macomb Dakota, who's won the MAC Red 6 of the last 7 years, and they're led by Paul Toko in his 11th year. A L'Anse Cruz grad, a guy that played football at Northern Michigan.
Kicker. He was a kicker.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was an all-GLIAC kicker.
Okay. I like knowing those nuggets. Sean Swanson, an assistant along with Joe Hines, Billy Patton, and Joey Toko for the blue and green Cougars of Macomb Dakota from the Mac Red. We'll take a timeout for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll meet the starting lineup for UD Jesuit. Game 4 of the Calihan Challenge.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
but keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Let's meet the starting lineup at Game 4 of the MAC CHSL Calihan Challenge. Sonny Wilson gets the start at the point guard spot. Sonny Wilson, one of the top players in this state, coming off a huge campaign last year as just a sophomore. Phil Reagan is one of the other guards, and a senior. Chris Mutebi, a small forward and a senior. Charles Turner, a guard and a senior, and Xavier Banks, a junior forward for UD Jesuit, who is 1-0 on the year. And they have a nice win already to their credit, as the Cougars of Macomb Dakota. And so this is the champion from the MAC Red for so many years, and they now take over a different type of program, but Paul Toko in his 11th year has laid the groundwork for this program, much like Pat Donnelly has, we talked about at UAD in his 14th year. Both these coaches have some pedigree and experience.
All Paul Toko has done in his 11 years is make Dakota the gold standard for OAA, or sorry, apologies, Mr. Toko, for MAC basketball. You know, what he's done in his time here is really impressive. It didn't take him a long time to do it. We're you know, over the last half dozen years plus, Dakota's been, you know, the best team in that league, top to bottom.
Sure has.
Outside of maybe the New Haven year where they won the Class B or C state championship with the Romeo Weems, but other than that, I mean, those Dakota teams have been powerhouses. You know, guys like Jermaine Jackson and Jack Ballantyne and the Toko brothers, Paul's sons.
Let's take a look at UD, the Cubs, of course, out of Detroit, down the road. Enrollment 1,384, Division I, out of the Central Division. Last year, 11-1. Knocked off by De La Salle. State champions in 2016 under Pat Donnelly. And, of course, Cassius Winston, a Hoops alum you should know, 2016 grad, Big Ten Player of the Year in 2019, currently on a two-way contract with the Capital City Go-Go.
I don't know if it was the last time they played, but they played in the Final Four in 16. The year that Cassius won the state championship, they knocked off Dakota in the semifinals.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Hook shot in the paint. Right-hand hook shot is up and good. That's Tamias Williams, the 6'6", 3-year starter with a lot of length. And wasting no time is Chris Mutebi with a hammer. We're tied at 2, and we haven't even played 30 seconds, Scott Bernstein.
Great start.
There's a travel at midcourt that wasn't caught. Fire up 3 from the right wing, in and out. And the rebound ripped off by the Cubs' 22, Charles Turner. 5 returning starters for the Cubs. for Pat Donnelly. Tied at 2, a minute gone by. Sonny Wilson, the top scorer, and maybe the best player in the area. Baseline off the knee and a turnover early on for the Cubs, Phil Reagan. What do the Cubs want to get done here early in a game against Dakota, a team that you give them some confidence, they think they could stick around?
I was right. They played in the 2016 Final Four. I wonder if they've matched up in the last 5 years. But
fair question.
Donnelly and Cassius Winston went past Toko and Jermaine Jackson.
Okay, in 2016?
Yeah.
They did match up. Good call.
Final Four at the Breslin.
Reagan with it. Against this Dakota defense. Going to try to slow down UAD.
And then Jesuit beat North Farmington in the state championship.
Okay. Man-to-man, Cubs working it around the perimeter. Trying to get the right shot. There's a lob play, and it's too tall. They were looking to alley-oop it to Chris Mutabi, who had the slam earlier in the game's first bucket. And it's a turnover for Pat Donnelly and the Cubs.
Chris Mutabi is another one of these basketball kids that I would advise to start looking at football as maybe a potential future at the college level.
Defensive end?
He's a wide receiver.
Is he a wide receiver? My goodness. Somebody's going to make him a tight end. High in the left, this is Colpart, who played wide receiver. And we get an offensive foul on Dakota, and this is going back the other way. Tied at 2, 5:55 just underway in the first quarter. Dakota last year, with a strong season, they finished 13-2 and lost to Warren De La Salle in the regional championship, rather the quarterfinals. Bounce pass, nice play, reverse off the glassing, good. And that is Xavier Banks, the junior forward. The Cubs take the lead 4-2.
He's really the unsung hero on this team.
Leaking out ahead of the transition defense is the freshman Isaiah Hines in his first career start. Tied at 4. Fast-paced game, long jumper no good. Dakota said they wanted to slow it down. Sometimes the game dictates how this pace is going to be played. Paint jumper no good, clear out by Dakota, who looks comfortable early.
Williams cleared it. Now he's going to jam it.
To Williams, and a foul or a travel rather on the floor.
I thought he was going to jam it.
Paul Toko didn't like that call. And we'll get another look at it here.
30-second timeout. Tomias Williams, his sister, I believe is one of the best post players to come out of the MAC conference on the girls' hardwood.
Really?
In quite a while. I believe she's either at U of D or Western. I'm going to look her up.
Get a look at that last replay. Speaking of sisters, Paul Toko, his daughter plays also for Macomb. Her name is Marissa. Shout out to Marissa Toko, who played yesterday and helped Dakota. There's a girls' challenge as well that's going on.
What about Coach Toko's sons, Mark and Joey, who were pretty good basketball players and football players? Mark Toko was I used to call it Toko Magic at the quarterback position.
I remember seeing him.
But
he was fun to watch.
He could do a lot on the basketball court too.
Yep. Dakota won by 20. Marissa had 8 points. Everybody's happy in the Toko family today. UAD trying to spoil that joy. They're tied at 4. 5 minutes left. This is Phil Reagan. Kicks it right wing. Charles Turner for 3, and it's through. 7-4. UDJ up by a triple. This is Josh Hines, Isaiah Hines, whose brother is Josh Hines. Went on to play.
He's playing at Indianapolis right now. He was the senior captain last year, averaged about 25 a night.
As in the Greyhounds of Indianapolis?
Yes.
Division 2.
Division 2.
Very nice. Colpart. And that one's knocked out of bounds. We got an emotional, energetic sideline. Ball out of bound, baseline right. DeAndre Scott to trigger, into Hines. Colpart in the left wing. Too strong. Picked away in the backcourt, 3-on-1. Colpart throws it up and hammers it home. Tamias Williams from Colpart. And Dakota's cut it to 1.
Tamias' sister is Taylor, and she's currently dominating the post of the MAC.
Okay.
For the Western Michigan Broncos.
All right, okay. Good for her. Dakota looking to take the lead here.
Triangle right there. Right there. Go, Owen. Go, Owen.
Right into our court mic.
She was quite the force when she was at Dakota a couple years ago.
Ball out of bounds, and the turnover for Dakota. Something you can't afford to do against UDJ. They'll make you pay for it. UDJ program that has been under the tutelage of Pat Donnelly since 2008 when he took over for Kurt Rotter.
Those first couple teams had Jordan Morgan, who would go on to play
08,
in the Big
09,
Ten, yeah.
That's right.
Daniel Fields, who would go on to play pro baseball.
That's right, the Tigers organization. There's a steal. And Dakota mucking it up defensively early. Right wing Colpart 4-3. Front iron miss, no. And here comes UDJ on the run.
Wilson,
Sonny Wilson to introduce himself to the home crowd, and he does there.
You can't let him get loose like that.
First points of the game.
He'll just kill you.
And UDJ's up by 3. Sonny's been quiet up until now. Foul on the floor, non-shooting foul. It'll go on Phil Reagan. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. To trigger is Calvin Watson, who's checked in, the 6th man for Dakota. Out of the lineup comes Owen Colpart. And re-entering the lineup is number 22, Michael Uma, a senior center. UAD by 3. Nice steal on the baseline by Banks, and here come the Cubs on the run. Sonny Wilson to the rack, right hand, rejected out of nowhere by Tamias Williams in his 6'6" frame.
Tamias Williams making his presence felt early in this game.
Not lying.
I know Coach Toko's real high on him.
Attacking the rim and floating it up and scoring athletically. Charles Turner with a nice rip and drive.
Chuck Turner.
5-point Cub lead. He now has 5 points to lead the way for the Cubs.
TNT Turner, he's dynamite.
I love it. Here's a bust out. This is Cruz Mutebi, and he lost it. Dakota with a 3-on-2 developing. Nearly an over and back. And the freshman Hines with a reverse lay-in. And this back and forth battle continues with 2 minutes left in the first. That's not a freshman, is it? Right wing 3 is no good.
Williams clears it.
Hey, Michigan! Michigan! Go to Mike. Go to Mike.
Dakota's sticking around.
Come on, Cal!
They got upset on the mind. They don't want to just stick around. They want to win this game.
No doubt. Mid-post floater, no. Offensive stick back, good. This is an active Tamias Williams. 3-year starter, length, active hands. Defense is his strength, but he's getting some loose bucket points.
He's a sleeper in the paint in Metro Detroit.
Sure
college
is.
coaches, college scouts get out and see this kid.
Yep.
Very
Springy.
active, has length, rangy, he's active. I said active twice.
That's all right. It was worth it. 6 points for now.
And maybe he can hit threes, too.
He says, I can step out too, Bernie.
Side out in the money.
We'll keep it here with Dakota as they will check into the lineup. Number 4, Dario Lucci in, and they will sit DeAndre Scott.
Calvin, corner.
Minute 13 left in the quarter. Hines to run the show against Sonny Wilson.
Move it. Come on, Mike.
Lob into the mid-post and a foul over the back. It's going to be a reach on Gerard McCoy, who's checked in, the sophomore forward for Pat Donnelly. That'll be just his first foul and the team's second.
Jesuit's carrying 2 freshmen on the varsity roster this year, Xavier Johnson and Sebastian Randolph.
Yeah, how about that? Look forward to watching them perhaps at some point today.
Final minute, first quarter.
Williams leads the way with 6 points for Dakota.
Money,
UDJ's 5 points coming from Charles Turner, the leader. Williams splits 2 defenders. Dump down pass, no. Somehow saves it to Hines, who finds the big boy for the bounce and Glasser, but what's the call here? Is there no whistle? I'm confused. We're going to have to move that court mic. Paul Tocco might as well grab it and put it in his hands. My goodness. 47 seconds left. UDJ clinging to a 1-point lead. It's early. Hook shot from 14 feet's an air ball, and Lucci can't save it. It's going to be a loose ball. No, not a foul, just touched last by the Cubs and Ryan Hatcher. Lucci into Williams. No good. Sonny Wilson on the run. Back out, 3-ball on the way. Got it. Splash City. Ryan Hatcher, the sophomore, gives Jesuit a 4-point lead. On the run, Watson, left hand, laying good. Athletic play.
That was pretty.
And he's on the board for the first time this afternoon. 10 seconds left.
With the left hand on that.
No doubt. Sonny Wilson, kick out, right wing 3. Rim off, no. Williams with the rebound, had it pulled out. And the score at the end of the quarter.
Hatcher again.
From Ryan Hatcher, making his presence felt. A quick 5-point surge by the sophomore. And the Cubs go up by 4 on the late Hatcher run.
Yeah, those are the kind of contributions that every winning team needs. Kids coming off the bench and doing stuff that maybe you don't expect them to do.
Opportunity knocking for the hometown Cubs. We'll take a timeout. We're coming back to the second quarter from Calihan Hall in Detroit. Cubs lead it by 4 over Macomb Dakota. This is the Prep.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
The Cubs of University of Detroit Jesuit are on top right now, 16-12 at the end of the first quarter. Dakota with some things to say, though, and Dakota, a big school, the biggest in the state, 2,876 kids, 13-2 a year ago. They made it to the quarterfinals, and as we told you, they lost to a team that we saw in game 1, Warren De La Salle, 68-33. There were 7 guys out with a sickness, and you know, hey, look, Paul Tocco's not going to blame it on that, but both your guards are out, 7 guys down, and De La Salle ran away, and they took it to the semifinals. But hey, Dakota's here to play, and they've showed up against one of the Catholic League's best in the Cubs so far.
Yeah, you know, like I said, they didn't come in. They didn't come in here like a couple of these other MAC teams to make a statement and play the Catholic League Central close. They came in to win this game, and they're probably the one MAC team that has a puncher's chance against these Catholic League Central teams.
Yes, sir. As advertised, we've got a battle. Into the game for Dakota is number 2, Gabe Sturkash, a senior forward.
They're not looking for moral victories and keeping scores close.
No. Sonny Wilson has it stripped and ripped. Stolen away. Scott on the run. He'll circle back to Hines, the freshman. Colpart with an unselfish dish, but stolen away by the pesky Cubs. Left wing 3 on the way from Mutebi, no. Sonny gets the rebound. And a foul on Dakota now. As Sonny hits the deck, Sonny Wilson.
He scores a lot, but he's someone that always follows his shot. He's one of the better rebounding guards in the state, in addition to being one of the more electrifying.
Creates so well off the dribble. Takes care of the ball, but really drives and creates for others. He has an offer
from UD.
Detroit Mercy, yeah.
He hit the game-winning, buzzer-beating shot to win the Catholic League last year.
Laying good for Sonny Wilson. Off a nice dish.
Beat the buzzer in the Catholic League Finals against Brother Rice.
That's right. What a game that was. Crushing loss for Brother Rice, who thought they had that game won. How about UAD? They came back 2 or 3 times. I believe the game before that they were down and trailed. Sonny Wilson with a pick on the right sideline. Going back the other way.
Ooh,
Dump pass to Mutebi, laying no. Foul. And line left. Here come the free throws for the Cubs. Get a look at this replay. This is a nice setup. Something you talked about, willing passer.
Now, Sonny had an older brother that was also quite the consummate competitor out of the backcourt. C.J. Wilson for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, but
sure was.
You know, Sonny's got some more bounce. C.J. wasn't a,
and he's taller.
Right. C.J. was just a fire plug of a guard that was just going to outwork you and outsmart you, but he didn't have a ton of physical gifts.
Yeah.
Sonny is a little bit bigger, a little bit more athletic, bouncier.
Yeah, impressive to watch. Just the ultimate competitor, Sonny Wilson. Just a junior, too. Measurables of a high major player. Similar to Cassius a little bit, right? I mean, now has to shoot the ball a little better, perhaps, to get some of the other offers, but this is a kid that is a high major player.
And he's only a junior.
And just a junior. And getting better. Colpart on the run to Williams, who's been the story for Dakota. Near travel on the right baseline. Dangerous cross-court pass that's picked. Can't flirt with fire. Mutebi on the way. Back to Wilson. Laying. Counted and a foul. A sunny delight in Detroit on a Sunday.
Sonny Wilson finishing at the 10. The contact, the foul, the bucket.
Has it all. Guy that Oakland was the first to offer him. Then Detroit, Mississippi Valley State also in there.
Lindsey Hunter coming in and trying to get all the small guards.
Why wouldn't he? UAD has bumped this lead up to 10. This is their largest with 6:23 to go until halftime. Sonny Wilson with a backcourt steal, two-handed.
That's the senior taking advantage of the freshman.
Paul Tocco wants timeout in Detroit. We'll take it with him.
Look at that.
Sonny says, this is my town and my time. Give me that rock in the bucket. UDJ by a dozen in Detroit. Largest lead.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Oh, game 4 was quite the battle in the first quarter. 2-point game for most of it, 2 to 4 point game, and UDJ has come out. Sonny D has made his presence felt. They're now doubling up Dakota 24-12, a 7-point stretch coming by Sonny Wilson.
Lightning in a bottle, Sonny Wilson, and he just taught the freshman a thing or two. I'm gonna pick your pocket. I'm gonna have your coach call you out in the tape room tomorrow.
I like it.
Well, those are the kind of things that are just going to make Isaiah Hines a better player.
Good ball movement. Williams gets the cleanup garbage bucket.
Those are teaching moments.
Yep. Stops the UDJ run of 8-0. 8 points now to lead the way for number 12 for the Cougars. 6'6", 185. Right wing jump shot, triple no good. That's from Julian Robinson, who's checked in, the junior reserve guard. Colpart is fouled going up. And he'll go line right and try to get this back to a single-digit game.
That was Williams fed him the ball on that, I think. Yeah, Tomias Williams doing it, you know, in the paint. He's doing it on the break. Showing why he's one of the better post players in Macomb County, if not all Metro Detroit.
Continue to see these 6'5", 6'6" wings that handle the ball, handle their business, put it on the deck comfortably.
They can facilitate.
That's right. Mutebi checks out. Xavier Banks checks out. And returning to the Cubs lineup is Charles Turner, along with number 24, Xavier Banks. Phil Reagan also in there, along with Sonny Wilson. Julian Robinson. Sonny attacks. Mid-post jumper, rainbow no. Colpart on the push, and he's fouled. This is a guy in Owen Colpart, a wide receiver. We called Dakota in Chippewa Valley in football earlier this year in week 4. A kid kicked a field goal in that game and won $10,000. He was a ringer. He was a soccer player.
From who gave him the 10K?
Our sponsor.
Oh, it was a prep
sponsor.
Okay, it was a.
That was actually Woodward Sports
It was
Network.
a prep promotional.
Yes. Yep. That's right. And congratulations to the kid. He had to kick a 25, 35, and a 45-yarder, and he did it all. There's a steal. Sonny on the run, 2-on-2. Takes it to the rack, gets the contact and the call, but not the ball to fall. So it's a line left for Sonny to try to get.
I think the college coaches in the stand would like to see, on a play like that Sonny finishes with his left hand.
Yeah.
He went there with his right hand, and those are probably the things that the power conferences are waiting to see before they come in and offer, because right now he's got the mid-majors coming after him.
Yep.
And really, we were talking about Caleb Reese earlier, about kids that are being affected by the transfer portal. Reese is probably the good example of a kid that's a legitimate Division II kid, lower level Division I kid that's getting bottlenecked. But Sonny Wilson's probably the step above that, where you're already a mid-major kid trending towards power conference, but because the portal, you have limited opportunities.
Yep.
And I was
good example of each.
And I was talking with Coach Donnelly about it before the game.
Yeah, it's interesting how all that's gotten jumbled up with COVID and the transfer portal and all those things coming together in 2 seasons to really change the complexity of how recruitment goes and teams' needs.
Coach Donnelly told me he's telling his whole team that unless you're a consensus top 100 player in the country, don't take anything for granted. Don't take any offers for granted.
Yeah, right.
I mean, unless you're a blue chipper right now, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, no, it's a good point for all. University of Detroit Jesuit on top. Free throw line jumper is off the mark from Turner, but an offensive rebound has it back on the left wing to Hatcher, who's had a fine first half. 4:20 left in the first half. Bounce pass to the middle of the paint. Banker no good, but a good find on the wing by Ryan Hatcher to get to the middle of this Cougar defense and set his teammate Charles Turner up for some free throws.
Yeah, Hatcher's given Coach Donnelly some real fine minutes.
He's going to be a piece, huh?
Yep. Charles Turner, one of the veterans.
Six points now for Turner after that free throw. Sonny Wilson leads it with 10. UOD by a dozen. But a solid find off of pressure to get loose and handle the pressure by Michael Uma.
Dakota's hanging around.
Back to a 10-point game. Working against this 2-3 zone. Missed shot and a foul on the rebound box out on Dakota. A little bit of an elbow, said our officials. Bonus time for the Cubs. They'll shoot free throws with the clock stopped with 3:51 to go.
Calvin Watson and Owen Colpart look like they could be related.
Yeah, they do. That's true.
And they both got great shoe game going on, as does Isaiah Hines. Now in the contest for the Cubs. Isaiah might be wearing my.
We saw some shoe game in the earlier games.
Yep.
Is there a shoe game video still around?
Some of these Dakota players are.
We got that shoe game, the shoes.
Are being like, we want to get involved in the shoe game comp because we got some kicks.
I like your kicks you got on today. Adidas.
Got my Adidas.
It's a nice little fit.
Not as much of the shoe head as I was in my past.
Free throw up and good. 29-17. UDJ by a dozen matches their largest lead. 4 points now in this game for Xavier Banks, junior forward. Hines, the freshman, back to Colpart. 4-3, no. Hines got the miss.
Way to follow the shot.
Right wing, 15-footer, no good. Couple cracks at it. Cubs come away unscathed. State champions in 2016, UAD. Looking to bag the second title in the Donnelly era. In his 14th year, Pat Donnelly.
It all started with Cassius Winston.
Yeah. There's a steal at midcourt. Sonny up ahead, right wing three, Turner no. And the ball bounces around back to the Cougars of Dakota. Coached by Paul Tocco, I'm sorry.
That's great. Once Winston hit campus, that was a wrap. Anybody that thought they knew what UDJ basketball was getting a rude awakening. And it hasn't said, the train has not slowed down in the last 9 years.
No, sir. And they're amongst a Central Division that is the best ever in league history.
And let me tell you, this was a
good shot. Good shot.
This was a floor that Cassius Winston just thrived on. This Calihan Hall floor.
Did he ever? His father, Reg Winston, an assistant.
Yep.
For Pat Donnelly.
And R.I.P. to Zach.
Yes, absolutely. Very sad.
Smoothie.
Zach Winston. Very sad. Still get sad about that. Colpart with a lay-in, count it, and the foul. Fine play by Dakota in transition here, Scott.
Yeah, Colpart finishes through the contact and gets a big bucket. They need to keep this thing close. Great pass.
How about behind the back
by
pass?
Hines.
I missed that. 5'7", 130 freshman.
That might be kind. He might be a $120.
Might be. Kind of built like the Jackson kid we saw in.
Yeah,
all the way
like
back
John
in
Jackson for
game 2. 4 games underway, 1 more to go after this. St. Mary's Prep against Grosse Pointe South. Our number 1 team, St. Mary's Prep. And Grosse Pointe South, who features Anthony Bernard. Sonny, left wing. Pressure defense, and Colpart nearly had the steal, but the triple team forced a foul.
Dakota thought they should have been rewarded for
the hustle,
for the energy and the hustle, but I got hit with a ticky-tack foul. But I will say, in my experience, referees tend to favor the more aggressive team. The more aggressive you are, the more calls you're going to get.
That's right. Free throw up and good. This is Charles Turner. Meanwhile, Colpart checks out. And DeAndre Scott returns to the Cougar lineup. The Cougars, coached by Paul Tocco, assisted by Sean Swanson, Joe Hines, Billy Patton, and Joey Tocco. Principal is Kevin Koskos. And the AD is the great Adam Demarest. 90 seconds left until halftime. Great wall-up defense by the Cubs, and you can't defend that any better. Charles Turner says, Michael Uma says, I'm going to play through.
And Williams put it right where it needed to be.
Sure did.
Again, facilitating from that high post.
Pocket right, Mutabi 3, Splash City. 34-22, back to a dozen-point lead for the Jazz. 34-22, under a minute until halftime. Lob into the high post.
That wasn't a good play.
Stolen away. Sonny Wilson with a 2-on-2 layup, counted, and the foul. Ryan Hatcher showing out in the first half in Calihan.
Great sequence for Jesuit, but you can't afford to cough the ball up like that if you're Williams in Dakota.
No, sir, not against this UD team that can really run in transition and finish. And this game is now a 14-point spread. Hines across the timeline as Hatcher hits the deck.
Dishes it off behind the back again.
How about that? Dirty working.
Ume.
Michael Ume. Back-to-back buckets for the 6'4 senior reserve center. And we're under 30 seconds with a dozen-point UDJ lead.
Isaiah Hines is like, let me show you some of my ball handling magic. You guys are talking about Cassius Winston. I heard you guys over in the booth.
That's right.
I can show you a little magic myself.
Yeah. The Cubs playing keep away and looking for the last shot with 8 ticks left. Sonny Wilson with it, high in the left hash. Left corner, 3 by Ryan Hatcher. Splash City! A fitting end to the first half in Detroit.
MVP of the first half, Ryan Hatcher off the bench, giving them quite the lift over in Donley country.
The three-pointer ties them for the team high in points at the break with Sonny Wilson. How about it? UDJ on the final shot of the first half takes their largest lead of 15. They lead at 39-24 over Dakota in a game that was once tied in the first half. We're back in a moment. Break down all the stats. This is the Preps coverage of the 5th annual Calihan Challenge.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
UD Jesuit with a 15-point halftime lead. Game 4, and we're glad you're with us here. This first half was led by UD's Sonny Wilson late. He did have 10 points, but 7 of them came in a stretch, and he got hot. But the sophomore, also a big part of things, making his presence felt, and Ryan Hatcher, number 4. But early on, Mr. Hines wasn't scared. The freshman getting his self in the mix. You see the right wing 3 there. And the Cougars would get Williams going. He was their top scorer with 8 points in the first half. Sonny Wilson, early on here in the first quarter, gets a lay-in, and then Williams said, I can do it on the offense and the defensive end. You see the lay-in there from Charles Turner. And then the craftiness by Mr. Hines, Isaiah Hines, the freshman. And the statement was made by Ryan Hatch, the sophomore. Pesky, ripping the ball out, scoring it. And UDJ with a 39-24 halftime lead. As you see Sonny Wilson and his big stretch. And this play here was a play that got UD amongst one of their largest leads of a dozen. And his energy just fed off of everybody.
Contagious.
Yeah. Williams doing his thing, keeping Dakota around. But UDJ late in that second quarter.
Surge going in the locker room. Put together a surge going into the locker room.
They sure did. And here you see the triple. And the lay-in. And Jesuit built their biggest lead here of 14 before the end of the break. Corner 3 to end it. Bernie, and hey, a statement made, 15-point UDJ halftime lead. First quarter was very close, back and forth. And
the difference has been Ryan Hatcher. It's a 15-point disparity in the score, and Ryan Hatcher has 10 points that you didn't expect Ryan Hatcher to have.
Yeah.
So you take those 10 off the board, and it's 29-24.
No doubt. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll have some analysis of what to expect from Bernie in the game ahead. That's right. Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Grosse Pointe South. We'll get a preview from Scott Bernstein right after this. This is the Prep.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Today I'm going gonna tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
This is the 5th annual CHSL Mac Calihan Challenge. We are the PreP, and glad to have full court PreP. That's our theme this year. Coverage of the best teams in Metro Detroit, and we're proud to have this event under the NFHS and the PreP right here. My name is Chad Bush alongside Scott Bernstein. Halftime of UAD and Dakota. We expected this to maybe be the best game of the bunch.
It looked like that for the first quarter. First maybe quarter and third.
Yeah.
And then Dakota faded there in the last 3-4 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, and look, it's a team in Dakota that you feel like they're not going away.
No, they're not going to go away.
And it's a team in UAD, too, that you feel like they haven't played their best.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to watch the second half. We're glad you're with us here on the PreP.
Dakota needs to come out of here, right out of the locker room and find some confidence, get some quick offense.
We'll see what they have in store. Paul Toko's Cougars to take it right to left.
That pocket pick by Sonny on the freshman really sparked them at the end of the first half.
No doubt.
You can see some of the defense he's playing on the freshman right now. He's reminiscent of that.
Different kind of intensity, no doubt, on the ball pressure. Dakota right to left. This is DeAndre Scott back to Hines. Hines left hand lay in is no good. Pretty move.
Everything but the finish.
And a frustration foul over the back, the second of the game for Tomias Williams, the big man. That's not a guy you can afford to get in foul trouble. A cheap one there.
But that was a good play by the freshman. He got into the lane and positioned himself to get the shot up, and it just didn't fall. But I'm okay with that possession if I'm Coach Toko.
Yep, he got a nice look. UAD passing around the perimeter. Right wing, 3-ball. No good from Reagan, a guy who came off the bench a year ago. And a reset and another possession for the Cubs. Mutebi in the high post. His pass is off the leg of Williams, and here comes Dakota after they get a steal. 9 points for Tomias Williams in the first half to lead the way. Dakota winning the MAC Red 6 of the last 7 years. Trying to make a statement here.
The class of OAA Red basketball. I keep on saying OAA. The class of MAC Red basketball.
That's all right. Now, the team and the favorite this year is perhaps their rival, Chippewa.
Devin Lilly.
You tell me they're the leaders. Mutebi, the throw ahead and the lay-in. Way to compose himself. Chris Mutebi. Mutebi now with 8 points. Williams tapping it around and a late foul going up. They're going to get Scott to shoot 2 now.
Williams.
Foul number 24, Xavier Banks, his team's first this half. Tobias Williams at the line shooting.
Solid attack here. Hey, look, if nothing else, I mean, this kid's not afraid. Isaiah Hines is a freshman, and at 130 pounds, I mean, he's been a guy that's taken it to UAD without any fear. Williams misses the first free throw. He made it, pardon me. Missed the second. That's what I meant. Banks a patient move before drawing another foul on Williams. That'll be his 3rd foul.
Cougars foul number 12, Tobias Williams, his 3rd foul. Team has 2.
Paul Toko might have to go to his bench, get him out of there, and preserve him. He does have a couple bigs down there that he does like, and Michael Uma, who we saw, there is some depth. That's kind of part of the deal this year. Paul Toko saying, I love playing CHSL teams. We want to play the best.
Never shied away from competition, always has wanted to, test themselves, and iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Forged in fire.
Sure has. They're more big heavy this year. They're used to having guards, but their bigs lead the way, and guys like that. Tobias Williams with a bucket. He's in double figures. He has 11.
Nice find by the freshman, Isaiah Hines.
He's a player, isn't he?
He's showing a lot of flashes.
Showing first career start. Dump pass in the paint. Sonny Wilson floater missed it. But a reset by Banks. Back, top side, 3 on the way. Charles Turner, Splash City. UDJ up by 18 for the moment before Williams collects himself with a throw ahead. And he now has 13 points.
Get there! Move!
Matebi with an unselfish dish, and the ball popped out. Matebi's going to get it back and got it swatted by Williams.
Williams,
how about the interior
keep
play?
Him with the play. Dakota needs to box out every shot. They can't afford to give Jesuit second chance bucket opportunities.
Yeah.
Trying to chip away at this deficit.
Dakota's going to go a little bigger here. They will check Scott out along with Lyons. Meanwhile, left wing 3 is good. Is that Phil Reagan for 3 or a 2?
Yeah, that was a 2. It's a pull-up.
They'll give him a 2. Meanwhile, a whistle and a foul off the ball in the inbounds play. 47-29. Cubs by 18. Credit that bucket to Phil Reagan. Mutebi the other way with a two-hander. 49-29. The Cubs up 20. This is their largest lead. More pressure from Wilson, and he'll get a steal, but won't finish. And Williams will come away with it with a 2-on-1. Williams step through and out of bounds.
A little out of control.
Yep.
You got the ball, though.
Starts to speed up this game, and hard for kids to kind of harness it, isn't it?
Yep. Got to play within yourself. Don't let the momentum or tempo of the game overcome you.
Yep. Inbound top side. Shot up, foul. This is Hines, and he is something, Scott.
He's giving you a lot on every possession. Even the possessions that he's not doing great things, you could see that he's trending towards doing great things on those possessions.
Oh, the trend is upward for the freshman.
Even the mistakes, you're looking at him and you're like, all right, we can work with that.
That's right.
Looks like there was some type of tech.
Not sure what they have here.
Jesuit got a tech, so he's going to shoot 2 and then.
Shot off the mark, splits the pair.
Get the ball.
Yeah.
And we'll go to the other end from the technical.
Oh, no. So it was offsetting tech. It was offsetting technical fouls. So they both get 2 shots, and then whoever had the possession arrow gets the ball. Offsetting text.
Charles Turner will shoot it for UD and knock him home. 51-30, this is the largest lead, partner. 15 points now quietly for Charles Turner in this game, the senior guard. What do you like about his game?
Well, you know, Charles Turner's been kind of a slow burn. You know, a guy that popped up as a sophomore and showed, showed flashes. And then last year he kind of took his game up a couple notches, and then you expect, you know, for a senior year for him to be one of the best players in the Catholic League.
Sonny for 3, that's no good.
Plays on the wing, but he can also play in the backcourt.
Like him knocking that shot down from deep.
He's got a nice shot. He's got a nice build.
Sort of a stretch 4-ish type player.
I think he could be nice in the GLIAC.
Yep. We see for the first time today Sebastian Randolph. This kid's just a freshman. And another big for Pat Donnelly as he checks out Banks.
It's a wide load.
Yep. Big kid for a freshman for sure. Big kid for any grade. Nice body to have down there. It looks like he can run a little bit too.
Another pocket pick by Sonny.
Sonny against Hines. The junior bodies his way into the paint. And we're going to get a foul on the freshman, Isaiah Hines. That's a heady play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Knowing that this kid at 130 pounds can't take him, but he draws the foul.
But he's not backing down.
No, he's not.
You know, this is the kind of these are the kind of experiences that pay forward if you're Isaiah Hines. I mean, you're going to look back on games like this when he's a sophomore, he's a junior, he's a senior, and going to be like, this is where the seeds were planted.
Yeah.
Learning from the Sonny Wilsons.
Certainly a centerpiece of the program, Sonny Wilson. 3-year starter. Just a junior, people forget. Third foul on Watson. And UDJ up by 21 points. Sonny with a soft touch from the mid-post right. And his numbers continue to climb, give him a dozen. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. UD starting to really show some defensive dominance here to pull away. Colpart for 3, no good.
Putting on the afterburners.
They are. Here comes a 2-on-none. Ahead to Turner, and he lays it in from Sonny Wilson. 25-point lead for the Cubs over Dakota with 2:43 left in the third. Hines dribbling through traffic, left hand, no. Colpart, loose change, put back, no.
Freshman.
Williams with a steal. Power layup, got it. 3 cracks, Bernie, on that trip.
See, that was the senior taking advantage of the freshman, but it was the senior from Dakota taking advantage of the freshman from Jesuit.
That's right. Sonny misses a 3. I believe he's
that was
not hit a 3 yet.
Tomias Williams taking the ball from Randolph, the freshman. Said, I'll take that and make it into a bucket for my squad. You don't need it.
You don't need it. We need it worse right now. 2 minutes left in the third. Calihan Hall, the scene of the 5th annual MAC CHSL Calihan Challenge. Thanks to Vic Michaels and Mike Evoy for making this event possible for us. Don't forget, we've got another game coming after this, the 5th of 5.
Number 1 team in the state.
Orchard Lake St. Mary's, our number 1 team in our prep top 11, taking on Grosse Pointe South. And Anthony Bernard, who had 36 points the other night. And Grosse Pointe's lost to another CHSL team, not in the Central Division, Loyola. There it is, Sonny Wilson for 3.
Now he's just showing off in front of Juwan Howard.
He has 15 points. Paul Toko wants timeout, and we'll take it with him. UDJ pulling away. They've got themselves up by a cozy 23.
Got to give credit to Juwan Howard. You know, since he's come in, he's been all over the state. He is not shy in his recruiting and making his presence felt on the sideline.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Look at the shoot game going on in here. Thanks to James Ferris for his hard work. Our creative director doing great work. Julia Pisano as well. My name is Chad Bush. His name is Scott Bernstein. UDJ up 58-32, running away with 93 seconds left in this quarter, Scott.
Yep. And, this is just, this is quintessential UDJ Cubby basketball. They're going to wear you down. They're going to wear you down with their defense. They're going to wear you down with their execution. They're going to wear you down with their intelligence.
32 points combined for their top two scorers in this one. Charles Turner with 17 and Sonny Wilson with 15. Sonny looking to surpass his teammate.
He's like Coach Howard. There were some questions about my ability to hit outside shots. Let me show you that I'm going to get heated.
He's hit his last couple, and now he picks one in the backcourt. And timeout UD. That's a nice timed timeout by Pat Donnelly.
And then I'm going to do it on defense. And I'm going to jump on the floor and get a floor burn.
That'll get Donnelly happy.
Show the whole resume to the coaches that are in the stands.
61-32, 18 points now to lead the way. That's a game high for Sonny Wilson, who had 10 at the break. He's pulling away and doing what leaders do, willing this UAD team that is overmatching Dakota. Things have really flipped since that first quarter, Scott.
Yeah, and I was kind of joking when I said about people not thinking that Sonny can hit long-range bombs. I think it's a question of he's a bit of a streak shooter. So he can get on runs where he hits a bunch in a row, but then there might be a game or two where he's a little icy. So I think it just needs to be a little bit more consistent as opposed to an inability.
That's right. Well said.
But Coach Howard in the stands with his wife, and I think that
he's following the prep. He was with us on Wednesday as well at Motor City Cruise.
He's on the prep beat. But before him, for a long time, Michigan really was focused on becoming a national recruiting brand. And even under Beeline, when things got turned around, they were doing it with a lot of kids that weren't Michigan kids. And I know that one of the things that Juwan Howard wanted to do when he took the job was to get back into Metro Detroit, back into the Mitten, and really have a Block M presence on the sidelines or in the stands at these games.
Williams going coast to coast. No, you're right. You're right, Scott.
And I've seen Juwan out and about probably more in his 2 years than I saw Beeline in maybe a decade.
Yeah. No, they're beating the streets. You're right. And Juwan Howard from Chicago, Illinois, very familiar with the city of Detroit.
And it's not that Beeline wasn't recruiting. He just wasn't recruiting a ton in this area.
That's correct. It's a fact.
And he had success, so there was nothing to really criticize at that point.
Right. Athletic play to get loose for Levert Lyons. Trying to finish, and he can amongst the size. The big boy, Sebastian Randolph, standing tall. And we got a technical foul on the bench for Macomb Dakota. Paul Tocco frustrated with maybe the non-calls down low for his players.
I remember a time, look at the replay here.
Yeah, officials letting them play a little bit now.
I remember a time when, all of Michigan's playmakers, if not most of Michigan's playmakers, were guys that had, been stars in the MHSAA.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I would say after the Fab Five, I think the recruiting kind of went away from the Mitten.
Mm-hmm. It's fair to say. We saw Jim Harbaugh in our Week 10 coverage of the PSL Championship Week 9 coverage.
I don't think that's the case in football necessarily.
No, but I believe, to support your point, that both Juwan Howard and Jim Harbaugh have made it more of a concerted effort to recruit the state of Michigan. Sonny Wilson bangs his way into the boulevard and gets a shot to fall at the end of the third.
What a quarter by Sonny Wilson.
Making our score after 3 quarters.
He just personally took this game and sprinted with it through the doors onto Livernois Avenue. He's taking the game and putting it on his shoulders and being Sonny Wilson. I mean,
12-point quarter.
You can't stop him. You can only contain him.
22 points now for the top player in this ball game, maybe in the tournament. Lots to be found out. We go to the fourth. 66-34, UDJ on top.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
University of Detroit Jesuit in control, not too far, just down the road. They're not quite on campus here at Detroit Mercy, but they're close. And
they're off 7 Mile, we're off 6 Mile.
That's right, about a mile apart. And this is the CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. We're glad to be a part of it. This is the 5th annual. Missed last year's due to COVID. So many things missed due to COVID.
I think it's my first time back in the building since COVID.
Is that right? Well, welcome back
in
to
Calihan Hall.
Well, at least, hey, it hasn't been 22 years. You could be
Right.
like Brother Rice.
Yeah.
Right. At least the place remembers you.
I love it here. I love covering games here. I remember coming here as a kid and watching all the Catholic League championships.
Yeah,
Back in the day, there was like 100 Catholic League teams.
Yeah.
Multiple divisions, and the tournament would be played out from a Wednesday to a Sunday.
Yeah, it was fun.
And it was all the games were.
All the games were here.
It wasn't just the finals.
No,
it wasn't
that's
just
right.
The finals.
Yeah, that's right.
All the tournament games.
All the divisions.
Not the regular season.
Sure. Back to the action. UAD bounce pass into the post. This is the freshman, the fleet of foot freshman, Sebastian Randolph.
Showing the future.
Man.
Future in the post.
Little Jordan Morgan-ish type look to him. Part of Pat Donnelly's early years. His first year, was it not, as we talked about in the pregame, I believe?
I want to say
2007?
Morgan's senior year was either 8 or 9. So he had Morgan a couple years.
That's right. Leak out, left hand laying good. That's Phil Reagan. And Reagan gets on the board. He has 4 points. He was already on the board.
Reagan and Banks are their X Factor guys.
Yeah, Reagan, a guy that lefty and started the first couple games last year, but has been a spark off the bench.
Gives him really good minutes.
Tobias Williams.
UDJ doubling up Dakota. Williams with his 19th point, though. And the Cubs have reached 70. Long shot, no, but an offensive rebound by Charles Turner. Glad you're with us, and do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere after this one. Scott Bernstein and I will bring you Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Grosse Pointe South in the finale of this 5-game bonanza called the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge. You going to stick around with me?
Yeah,
you got gas in the tank, don't you?
I would say that if you stick around for that game, you're going to see a nationally ranked Eaglet squad. The first national ranking has not come out yet. It will be in a couple weeks, but I expect the Eaglets to dot that USA Today top 25. They've made it the last couple years, even though they haven't won a state championship, but they've been a top 25 team in the country. And we can talk more about this as the finale gets on its way, but I think this could be the best best team of the last 3 years.
It could certainly be. Lots of talent on display coming up, including Grosse Pointe South's Anthony Bernard. Kick out to the right corner. Gerard McCoy is in the game. Shot is blocked by Williams. And the throw ahead and the run out, Williams will save it. And some showtime was spoiled there. Turner for 3.
Good
How about that pass?
Nice passing.
You bet. A lot of willing passers on this Pat Donnelly club.
McCoy with the dish. Isaiah Hines with the Miami Vice Nikes.
Those are lit. I like those.
Like Miami Dolphin colors. The pastels.
Well, we'd love for you to be a part of our broadcast and become a sponsor today. You can sponsor our format on the high school side, our full court prep, our high school basketball coverage, a 20-game season package plan, and also our coverage in the G League basketball and the Detroit Pistons affiliate Motor City Cruise. Right wing 3 no good.
Who coaches the Cruise, Chad?
theprepsports@gmail.com. If you were able to find that in the 10 seconds it was up. theprepsports@gmail.com. I'm just playing, guys. Hey, it's late in the day. This crew's been amazing. They've done it all. Alex Westfall had to go do his thing, came back. The crew didn't miss a beat. And Westfall's here to cap this day off. Well, they missed a little, Alex. We missed you, but the crew didn't miss a beat. The other way layup is good. Calvin Watson.
Chad.
Yes, sir.
Who coaches the Cruise?
The coach is DJ Baker, the former Detroit Piston assistant the last 4 years, and their development guy, skills training guy with the Pistons, and they gave him the head coach. Rob Murphy is the general manager and president, former Eastern Michigan head coach.
Detroit Crockett took Crockett to a Final
That's
Four.
right. That's right.
I didn't want a state
Maurice
championship.
Hager.
I think he won a state championship.
He sure did. 2001, Detroit Crockett. Timeout on the floor. 72-40. The Cubs all over Dakota. Catholic League dominating on this day. We're back in a moment.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Thanks to our hardworking staff today. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Ali Hadi, also producing with Robert Sherby. Evan Westfall, also stepping up, doing some great work on the scoreboard. Pat the Stat, Jamie Janssen on stats. And a great camera crew today. Rob Sarna, Jimmy Modelski, and Alex Johnson. Thanks, guys. Great job. Scott Bernstein on color commentary, also a warrior today. We appreciate you coming in here, partner, doing great work.
I like dropping knowledge.
Yeah, you have a lot of it, and we're glad you'll be back this season with us.
Anything I can do for the prep. I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, man.
I loved what we did during the football season. And
thank you. Glad to have you a part of it. Appreciate what you've done for all these years for high school sports and, you know, last 25 years. And now we're trying to give back and give a video version of your writing.
Yeah.
A banker that's good. Yep, the bank is open on Sunday in Detroit. If you didn't know, now you know. 72-43 after that triple.
I probably started following the local scene around 1988, 89.
Seems about right. Sixth grade Scott Bernstein, I can imagine,
Yes.
had quite a bit of newspapers stacked
Well,
up.
I would just take my dad and I'd just have him drive me on Friday nights to different games.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Like
what was a typical Friday?
For basketball, I'd want him to take me to see Weber.
So what would you get, like a quarter in one place, or?
No, I would just have him be like, Dad, we're going to Country Day for Friday night to watch Chris Webber play.
Now, is he into it as much as you?
He got into it as I got into it.
Okay, but you kind of got this on your own.
Yeah, he was into the pros in the college. He never.
Okay.
And then for football, I used to have him take me to Harrison to watch Mill the Thrill.
Sure.
So I had Webber and
you were spoiled.
And Mill the Thrill right in my backyard.
That's awesome, man. I can relate as a high school geek myself. I'll call myself a geek. Love it. Live it. It's fun to be a part of.
Before the internet. I was making my own brackets during the state tournament.
Is that right?
I'd take like a study hall in the library. Instead of studying, I'd have like a sheet of construction paper making out a bracket for high school basketball.
I love it. Ryan Hatcher's big day continues. He now has 12 points. He had 10 at the break. That's just his first bucket in the second half. But he's made his presence felt.
But I'll tell you about that time period, though, 88, 89. In the city of Detroit, and the PSL is, to say it's a shadow of what it used to be is, it's offensive to shadows. But
it's funny.
You had a
Colpart, Hines, yes.
You had a time period in that league in 88, 89, 87, 88, 89, 90, where you didn't just have a dozen, 2 dozen big-time Division I players. You had a half dozen first-round NBA draft picks all playing in the same league.
Yeah, and that's just Detroit.
Yeah, and that was just Detroit.
How about Flint?
Right.
How
or
about
Saginaw, or Pontiac.
Pontiac, we're not even getting there. Oh, the state.
Yep.
What it once was for high school hoops. Well, it's pretty good this year, and the Catholic League Central Division is the best ever. So some people are sticking around. 74-47, UDJ's leaving no one around. 94 seconds left. We're back after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Cubs on the attack. Both teams have gone to the bench. And this is Julian Robinson who's checked in. Left wing 3 on the way from Xavier Johnson. 3 triples.
Another Fat Frosh showing off his stuff.
To make it an even cool 30-point lead.
Lots of 9th grade nasties. Nasty as they want to be.
Oh, man. 49-point win for De La Salle in the opener. The opener of this tournament, by the way, today. Brother Rice won by 17 points against Lakeshore in Game 2. Catholic Central won by 39 points in the third game. And UAD is on their way to winning this game by 30-ish points. We knew the Catholic League would probably dominate and win most games, and if not all, but
I was a little off the mark on my call that this would be a closer game.
So was I. You and I were both in the same, it was no disrespect to UAD. It was the fact that, we thought Dakota had some things that were going to be.
I thought some of the matchups worked in their favor, but
UAD is just deep. They've got some guys that have stepped up.
You can never underrate the Sonny Wilson factor. And he just really took a game that was kind of out of hand and made it really out of hand in the second half.
He kind of pushed this game from like a 4-6 point game to double digits.
It all started with that pocket pick. I think it was a 10-point game.
It was.
And then he picked the freshman's pocket, and then it was off to the races.
Sort of a 7-point surge. Number 20, Blaze Morin checks in. And Braylon Hatchett will check out for Paul Toko's team. Hey, look, there's going to be brighter days ahead for Macomb Dakota. They will not always play a top 5 team in the state. they're going to be pretty good in the MAC Red. And as you mentioned, Chippewa is going to have something to say about that MAC Red, but these two teams should be battling for it amongst some others.
We talk about Macomb County basketball. You talk about Dakota. You talk about De La Salle. You talked about New Haven when Romeo Williams was there.
Yep.
But, you know, it's Dakota, De La Salle, and then really kind of everybody else.
That's right.
I'm talking about, as a general rule, not every season.
Yeah, what we typically see in the MAC Red. 30 seconds left. UAD in control, up by 30. And on their way to going to 2-0 after knocking off Detroit King earlier this week. And they follow that up with a nice win over Dakota here today. It's a steal in the middle of the paint from Jeff Rosa, a junior forward at 6'3". And a last push, perhaps, for the Cougars. Vince Jackson pull-up jumper. And that's it. The Catholic League goes to 4-0 as we head to the Twilighter. St. Mary's and Grosse Pointe South coming up, but UAD the story here. 30-point win over Dakota. We'll wrap it up with all the stats right after this from Calihan Hall. This is the Preps coverage of the 5th annual CHSL MAC Calihan Challenge.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
(67-37). Dakota UAD knocks off Dakota. UAD in control for most of this one. Let's look at some of the highlights in this one, Scott. We saw the dribble drive and the kick. Nice play here. Sonny got his own miss. And just so many shots and one trip for UAD. Here's a great example of it.
Way too many second chance opportunities. If you're Dakota, you can't let a team like Jesuit get more than one shot at the basket, or you're just asking for problems. Sonny Wilson showing why he's not just one of the best guards in the state, one of the best rebounding guards in the state. He's electrifying and did what Sonny Wilson does, which is make big plays on the biggest of stages. We're here in a college environment, on a college court, and he's got college coaches, Division I college coaches watching him. Juwan Howard, Greg Campy, the Michigan State crew, and he showed out. Let everyone know that he's got some swag.
22 points for one of the state's best players, Sonny Wilson, in this game.
Had for 6 steals, 5 assists, and at least 7 or 8 rebounds.
Yeah, Ryan Hatcher also had a nice game for UAD. He finished with 12 points in this one. 18 points for Charles Turner, though. He was the number 2 scorer. 23 points for Tamias Williams. 7 points for Isaiah Hines. UAD takes care of business to go to 2-0. Want to thank everybody for watching this broadcast. Appreciate everyone's hard work. We're coming back with Orchard Lake, St. Mary's, and Grosse Pointe South. The finale from here in the Motor City right after this. Final score, UAD 77, Dakota 47. Thanks so much for watching. This is the Preps coverage on NFHS.